Hello everyone, Strangers123 here today with a age-old replay for you. This is, well, how can I say it? This is a replay from build number 151363, that is build patch 0.5.3.1. As, well, right now, I don't actually have camo on my ship. I'm not actually sure why. I mean, I was a super tester back then. I'm pretty sure camos fucking existed, but, well, let me have a look if I can't, wow, super... Wow, the free cam's a bit dodgy, but I'm pretty sure there's camo. Yeah, there is, so either mind.
Action stations!
And this is back when ARP ships actually were displayed. Wow, that's kind of cool. Anyways, it's, like I said, a replay from so far back that I guess you can say I don't even know what the fuck I was doing as well. Let's just, put it that way. This was from, I think, the 8th of March, a year ago. Anyways, with Ryuujou's aircraft series, and I should probably get there.
Autopilot mode.
That's my autopilot I've put up. It's just so that you can see where I was looking with my camera. Anyways, I launched my torpedo bombers first, and then I opted to launch the dive bombers afterwards. Now, if you look at my spawn, you'll see that I spawned on the far western side. In fact, the farthest most western ship. You can see what I'm doing with my planes. This was back long before anti-aircraft actually became fucking relevant. And,
Destination
well,
reached.
carriers didn't really have any AA. Let me see if I think this was also before you had, yeah, this was before you had voiceovers as well, so if you wanted to get fucking Japanese voices, you would legit have to, you know, get the mod packs. So, fortunately, unfortunately, you're stuck with English voices. The American voice pack, I believe. Anyways, you can see I've done the same with my dive bombers. I've ordered them just to fly off, and, by this time, well, I already have a 3-cocker by now. I don't think I have the title yet at this point. I don't remember exactly, but just I've been flicking through some of my old replays for the hell of it. You'll see me make quite a few mistakes this game. That's actually the purpose of me showing you this replays, just to show you the mistakes I make. Anyways, what's going on with my strike for the moment isn't that relevant. I'll just highlight everything for you anyways. And you can see enemy fighters appear on the map, and, well, he doesn't have air supremacy, and right now, I just want to kite his fighters. You see, I'm just dragging them towards the middle, because I spawned so far towards the west, the enemy team's never going to get to a position. They could, but it's unlikely that they're going to get to a position before I actually spot, you know, shit. Now, I make a mistake there. Well, first of all, mistake number one, I kind of split my torpedo bombers up by accident. Again, because I was doing the, you know, dive bomber select. I was going like 4 or 5 because I'm used to that. The mistake I made was keeping my fighter a little bit too far away from the enemy's fighter. The second one I'm about to make is not paying attention. If you look at the map, quickly, you'll see that I just got tagged by the floatplane fighter. But realistically, it doesn't really matter. I do get a quite okay long drop off. And the third mistake I make is just not simply stacking both my dive bombers up, realizing that I'm going to get a good amount of hits here and just going plonk on him. But, like, fuck me, it didn't really matter. He died outright. Anyways.
Blown up.
Group 6.
Now I'm just pulling my fighter along and...
5. Awaiting instructions.
Well, the reason I say it is because, well, I failed to get the tag on the enemy fighter. I kept my fighter too far away from his, because, well, I'll be honest, I didn't expect him to actually be this close to where I was going for, but it seemed that was the case. Just pulling my fighter across to tag the enemy's fighter right now, just to get it off the after my dive bomber. And he just managed to tag it, but I counter-tag, so I don't actually lose a plane. If you're noticing my squad 5, my dive bomber that did the killing strike is, well, we're still faffing around over a ship doing nothing. And now I decided to pull it back, of course, over the anti-aircraft of everyone else. And as you can see, I mistagged. So the plane that I wanted to send back, the Group 5, I actually sent back to Group number 6, the loaded squadron. Anyways, I wipe out his fighter and just send over and see how many planes I can farm. And mind you, there is strafing in this game. Oops. Get that. Really, really ridiculous fucking drop, which honestly isn't really much of a point in, but for now I haven't lost a plane, so it's not a major issue. Anyways, I'm playing with Wehrmacht Meassen, which by now he's known as fucking USS Trump. I don't know how many fucking name changes he's gone through, but like I said, ages ago. And you can see my fighters are now faffing around in the enemy's the location of the dead carrier, see if I can't pick up anything. But I'm really here with this empty dive bomber just to spot stuff such as that destroyer over there, which is a Kiev, and you know, it's currently spotted because he's shooting at that. Anyways, both my torpedo bombers are now available, so I send them back up into the air. not really sure I want to, what I really want to attack, but the enemy doesn't have an aircraft carrier anymore, and realistically, I should be trying to cycle this plane once I figure out where the hell this guy's going. And he's not coming around the corner. If he does, he's going to get slaughtered by the stuff that's in there. What I should be doing is using my fighter squadron that's over here and use that to do the spotting, and so I can cycle this thing back home. Anyways, that Kiev's never going to be torping any shit because it doesn't have the range, and, well, that Königsberg is just committed suicide for all intents and purposes. My dive bomber's just made it back home, and I'm coming along. Remember, at this point, the damage over time you typically would do is a fire damage over time as much as possible, because fire damage at this time of the game's development did a lot more than flooding, at least over the shorter duration of time. Of course, if you get one fire compared to one full flooding, obviously the one full flooding, I believe, actually did more.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Just simply based on the fact that it's lasts a lot longer.
Group 6.
Anyways, that Kiev is randomly dispensing torpedoes. I've spotted them all. Those aren't going to do fuck. Just to reselect them, I'm lining up a strike on this Kiev, and, well, that's just how much you have to lead ahead.
Group 3, awaiting instructions.
And, you see, well dodged, Kiev. You just successfully killed yourself.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
If he had put his rudder at, like, quarter speed turn, and then just punched it full speed, he could maybe have survived that. But he decided to react once he saw the torpedoes, like, "Ah, torpedoes! Must turn!" And, well, that killed him.
6 returning.
Anyway, Squad 4's on the way home. It's Squad 3 and 5 that's available. Squad 6 is, I believe, also on the way home now. I've sent it to the other side to do some spotting. Going for a little bit of a greed drop, actually, on the New Mexico, because Königsberg does not have defensive anti-aircraft. Turning my ship back around again, and, well, it seems greed drop was successful. I got the rear hit for the flooding, and the second or third got the flooding as well, so he took quite a bit of damage. And just looking at his health bar, because, there's no damage indicator in the top right either, so I have to look at his, manually look at his health bar to see if he is still suffering the effects of a damage over time stack. Now, going for the killing attack on the New Mexico, hopefully I can kill him. His Damacon's expired by now. So, well, sending it along. To be completely honest, if I had my Group 6 around, this would have been a lot better. 3 hits, 1 fire, even though I dropped it reasonably center line. And I'm not sure if the guy's going to survive or not. I hope that he doesn't. I hope that our guys can, kill him off. Otherwise, kill the goddamn cruiser.
Received. I'm on it.
I mean, the New Mexico on solo HP, just getting rid of him would be, at this point, really, really handy. Otherwise, we're losing. We've got stuff coming up behind, and look at that fucking scoreboard. They've got twice the amount of ships as us. And now they've got a minicars in the cap. And, since my fighter's no longer faffing around trying to farm enemy planes, well, I can actually use it for spotting purposes, which is realistically what I should be doing. And, well, great, back there's a Cleveland. So I don't really want to be messing too much with that. Well, this is back with the old AA system, so without his defensive, he's actually surprisingly vulnerable. Something that it's definitely not nowadays.
Group 3, ready for takeoff.
Anyways, the Königsberg takes a little bit of damage. Deselect my torpedo bombers, because that's what I'm coming along with. Gonna make quite a few mistakes over here right now.
Group 4, taking
When I
fire.
went through my replay folder, I've
Airborne.
literally been fucking playing Suikaku all fucking day for the last fucking 5 days, so just for some reason I decided, screw it, I'm gonna go play a Ryuujou. Now the mistake I'm making is I'm just having 2 torpedo bombers faffing around not doing anything, and there you go, New Mexico, 350 fucking health, so he needs to go down, and if someone does pick the kill on him, one of our, I think on New York picks him. Anyways, what I should have been doing is just trying to get an attack off somewhere. Well, right now, I'm just holding down the alt button, the Cleveland killed the plane, and, well, it's not that much of a major issue, but the Haru shows up as well, so I need, with my number 2, just to scout to see if there's any torpedoes coming in. But at this point, I should either have just let Felix, just for the sake of simplicity, handle this shit, or do absolutely nothing. But this kind of a drop is just a fucking waste. Hey, at least wrecks sink a lot faster back then, so, but, a drop like that is just, not gonna do anything at all, I think, so. I think you can see, he's decided to deploy a smoke screen, and he's gonna hide inside of it. Bring my, both my dive bombers along as well, but, what the hell are they gonna do? Anyways, you saw the tracer and whatnot, he's not gonna stick around, he's decided to leave the smoke screen, Probably because he expected more torpedoes to come along. Don't worry, that's just the replay being buggy. He is actually sailing full speed out of that, I think. I'm actually not... Yeah, you can see on the map now, he is trying to move, and it's just the replay being a little bit buggy. Anyways, attacking the Cleveland, just holding down the alt button, seeing what's up. Going in, I do actually get 2 hits and a fire, which is, you know, it's probably going to help out. At least it's going to ensure that we do get the trade-off, because I don't think Felix is going to survive this. The mistakes I made there is basically just, I guess you can say, not attacking the destroyers, or distracting the destroyers, or trying to do any kind of damage. And the mistake I make here is not paying attention to what's actually going on with our dive bombers, and I'm just still flying into this Cleveland. And there you go. I realized the fact that it is defensive, but as you can see, this is the old defensive AA, and I don't know what the fuck that was, but I should have just pulled out, because you know, he pre-defensive way too early. Well, actually it was too late, because he didn't stop the first drop, so that was a complete throwaway of a dive bomber squadron. The other dive bomber squadron was gonna die anyways, because, well, he triggered his defensive. At least their destroyers go down, but, and, you know, that cruiser over there is also going down. But we're only just trying to pull this back, and they've already entered our cap circle, so in that sense we're in a little bit of a disadvantage, because it's still a point-based system, it's basically standard battle rules, and unfortunately I think Felix is still... Yeah, he's just burnt down, so the enemy Cleveland does manage to pick up him as well, so like I said, it was going to end up being a trade. I killed off that one little float-plane fighter, because I don't really have much better to do, taking control of my camera. There's still, you know, cruiser there, you know, full HP fucking battleship there, this cruiser, and well, Königsberg there, good attack in the middle, Königsberg on the right, and the York, that's on full fucking HP, over here. Anyways, I'm stacking up to try to attack this with attacker. I don't want to use much more than one squadron for this job, so I'm just keeping the number 4 squadron around. If this guy turns away, he's basically just committing suicide. If he turns towards, he'll survive. And he turns towards, so he barely managed to survive because Japanese cruisers. And I don't want to waste a second torpedo bomber squadron, so I'm sending my dive bombers in to finish the job, and I'm sending my other torpedo bomber remaining on to attack the Königsberg. And as you can see, my ship now moving back towards the cap circle. Realistically, if the New York could shoot this food attacker to death, I would expect that he doesn't, because I'm gonna go, you know, I kill it. So him focusing on trying to kill that is definitely the right thing, and he's just overpetting him right now. In the meantime, sending my torpedo bomber to attack this Königsberg, and the dive bomber's, you know, coming along as well. But I'll defend the cap, he needs to deal with the stuff coming up behind. But by this point, we're pretty much gonna have to kill everything to actually get the win. Now, the Königsberg, he realizes if he continues turning, he's gonna smack into an island, so, well, more wasted time on my end, but he's turning towards right now. So I don't really know what kind of a long drop this was, but, well, he continues turning instead of trying to turn away. If he turned away, he would have just outright died, so I don't have to use a freaking dive bomber on him as well. And I didn't get the cause of flooding, and the crit was a main gun, it seems, and not something like an engine, so this squadron might not kill him. I did get the 1 hit. I'm actually not sure what I broke, but I got the fire, so he's gonna burn. Yeah, he's actually ticking, so he's burning down. He must have repaired something, I'm not sure what. So this number 3 torpedo bomber, I realize he's burning and it doesn't seem to be putting it out. I'm just keeping it near in case he does, because I wasn't sure what crit I got. I don't think I got a visual identification of a crit, so I think I actually missed. But this New York, he should realistically just be trying to get away from this York, which he just seems to be completely unable to hit right now. Anyways, I sent another dive bomber squadron in just to secure the kill, and I realize he does go down, so I bring my dive bomber along now. My fighter's coming along because I do know that York has a floatplane fighter. I'm just going to tag onto it. Torpedo bomber coming in. In the replay right now, I'm just holding down the ult, and I'm actually asking, I think, no, Felix, I don't remember if I asked or if Felix outright just told him to shoot HE. But the reason we're asking him to shoot HE is pretty simple. If he shoots HE and sets a fire and he fixes it, my flooding will basically screw. Now, at this point, you can see on my end, I just managed to miss the last torpedo, but he's triggered his defensive anti-aircraft, so I didn't actually exactly realize it at that point, so I think I'm still going to fly a squadron near him. But I think, no, I mean, what I should be doing is holding down the ult. You can see, I realized instantly he's got defensive up, so I just pull the squad away as fast as I can. And unfortunately, the Colorado picks up on New York, and, well, hey. And he's not very happy about it.
Depends upon you.
I'm not very happy about it either, because that, fucking York is still alive. And I have to deal with a full HP Colorado. Anyways, just waiting out the defensive anti-aircraft, getting my next squadron up. I've killed the York's float plane, so Stock Colorado doesn't have any float planes, so he's not really a problem. And, well, realistically I should have just gone in and attacked already, but there he is again. I'm going in for the attack on him. I've got my dive bombers following up my torpedo bombers. Right now the hope is that I can just outright kill this York with my torpedo bombers. You can see he's making some turning. I bet you he's going to turn back into this. Yeah, you can see he's turning back in as well, so I just need to keep on circling and see if I can't line up a decent drop. Realistically, I just need one torpedo bomber hit. And there you go. I realize that's just a fucking retarded thing to do. And I'm just, going to auto-click the guy with my attacking dive bombers. It's not going to get me too far, but hey, I mean, I have the carriers back then.
Taking fire.
But he doesn't have his defensive anti-aircraft, and since this was back in the days of old AA system, having defensive AA really it really was an important deal to have. Anyways, I got one fire on him, and this is going to get me one hit on the torpedo belt, so there you go, plop. But what the fuck kind of damage is that? Like, that is just damage saturation at its fucking best. So I need to use a second squadron just to finish him off, which is kind of fucking bullshit if you ask me, but, well, I mean, what can you say? He gets the fucking, saturation, so. But, I mean, well, by now I've realized the Colorado's stock, so I don't care about flying in here, because the Colorado literally does not have fucking anti-aircraft. It's got like 2 DPS or something retarded, because this was back in the old system, so. The one's killing my planes is the York, and the York is basically fucked himself now, so.
Group 3.
Bam! He's dead. And now to deal with the Colorado. But if you've been paying attention to the map, you might notice that my ship is so far away from the battle. Like, if I had my ship positioned closer, I would have been able to cycle these planes a lot faster. I don't know if I can actually see my plane's speed in a replay. See if that works. You see, I'm getting a little bit cocky in the chat, like, alright, now for the no anti-air Colorado. But I'm running a little bit out of plane. Well, I'm out of planes. So this squadron is never cycling, and these squadrons are just 3-plane squads. But I can't actually tell the plane speed, but I'm not sure. I think this might have been before the plane speed buff. I'm not certain. But anyways, if you pay attention to the map, you can see my ship is heading in the middle of fucking nowhere. The ship should be heading straight towards the fucking Colorado, just to get my planes faster to him, and maybe be able to do some more damage. Because the probability of me killing him outright with the previous damage over time flooding system is almost none. I would, have to hit every single torpedo and have to get 3 fires on it to kill this guy in one strike. And with 3 bombers, that's highly unlikely. Anyways, I guess I've already spoiled it for you. I am in fact going to lose this game. I mean, I guess you can say, them getting into the cap, us not getting into their cap, and just, ineffective trading. Anyways, going into the Colorado with a dive bomber strike, and he's trying to do some weird turning. It's not going to help him much. 3 hits, 2 fires, which is very handy. I'm just waiting to see if he does damage on it. The smart move for him is to not damage on it and just let 2 fires burn and counter with a heal after 10 seconds. But that doesn't seem to be the case. He has instantly put it out, so again, just wait the 20 seconds out, go in and flop the guy. So, just selecting the remaining strike squadrons, going in with the dive bomber and just hoping I can get another 2 fires on him. If I'm lucky, 3. Well, 2 hits at least, but only 1 fire, so unfortunately that's really bad. Now he is making a turn away, so here I'm just trying to do a little bit of a greed drop. I do misplace a drop, and you can see my carrier is still going. I don't fucking know where, but look at the time of the game. And you can see that was a really shitty greed drop. I dropped it too early. It's a Colorado after all. Those things turn ridiculously well. However, if I'd gotten them in a full locked rider turn, then I could probably have gotten at least 1, maybe even 2 more torpedoes on him. And, well, I mean, if you're looking at the map, I've stressed this enough by now. I've moved my carrier so poorly in the late game. In the early game, my carrier movement was actually quite alright. I kept it like 15 kilometers away from stuff, so I didn't get too close. Basically, moved towards the border to get the first launch, got the kill on him, then moved back around there. Once this side got fucked, I moved back around this way, focusing on trying to defend the cap. Once the cap was defended, I turned back in and ended up here once the Colorado and York came along. I failed to kill the York, but, well, hey, doesn't really matter. Because I failed to kill the York too early, so I didn't have an extra torpedo bomber to plonk on the Colorado early, which could have cost us, but, that 3,400 fucking damage drop. Also, by the time I attacked him, he had a damage control party up already. And, well, as you can see, he's still there, really low HP. If I had moved my ship in this direction, towards the Colorado, I could probably have done this. But as it stands right now, it's only the flooding that's taking the one fire. Well, if I got him a second fire, he would have died as well. And that happens. Yeah, I lost. With a 700 health Colorado still flooding left. Literally, even if I assume... Okay, the last side bomber drop didn't get a fire. But let's say it did get a... Let's say, let's just say it didn't get a fire anyways. Let's say I only got one fire in the second one, and I did get the flooding. Let's assume those 3 torpedoes would have missed anyways if I didn't, make such a ridiculous, I was actually expecting to get the hit more on them, but, it's a fucking Colorado. If you spent the rest, all your time dropping fucking armor geese, then, and turpits, I think turpits existed by then. But if you spent all your time dropping shit like that with no fucking anti-aircraft and, actually, I'm not even sure if turpits existed, but I don't even know. But, if you spent all your time dropping stuff that does not fucking mean, I'm gonna stop making excuses, whatever, I suck that one out. There you go, done. But if I kept my carrier a lot closer, then this game, in my opinion, could easily have been a win. Easily. Simply on the basis of, I would have had just that one plane there, just that few seconds, just those few seconds earlier, to deal just enough damage to pick off that Colorado in the end. So, the stress of this video is carrier movements and paying attention to what you're doing with your ship. And let's be completely honest, that is the final frontier of aircraft carriers. Keeping your ship in the right positions. Because if you're in the wrong place, you have, especially with slow planes like this, you have to, well, how can I say, you have to fly so far that you just lose so much time. And you saw, I think I killed the York when there was like 6 minutes left of the game. And then for 6 minutes, I couldn't kill a stock Colorado. Anyways, wrapping this up, 21 torpedo hits, 18 dive bomber hits, 11 planes, I think 3 of them were flow planes, and then 8 of them were from the enemy aircraft carrier. Doesn't really matter because I killed off the enemy carrier right at the start for my first blood, and I think it was one of the devastatings as well. The second one was on the Kiev because he just committed suicide. Got the Kraken because I got the 5 kills and the first blood on the carrier. Confederate, high caliber, which doesn't really matter because in the end we did still lose the game. Back with the old carrier economy, I still picked up quite some good credits and whatnot. So I think this is what 1,997 base XP on a fucking defeat. And, well, just to show you guys the damage, that's 130,000 outright torpedo bomber damage, 1,000 from the bombers. And you can see, I did go for the flooding damage, but as you can see, the damage on the flooding, and that's basically a full duration flooding on the Colorado. If you look at that nowadays, that would have killed the Colorado with a minute left of the game. So, in total, that wraps up to basically 200k damage, which is my highest damage game in the Ryuujou I ever had, I believe. It's definitely a great game, and of course this is with the old anti-aircraft system. Nowadays, with the new anti-aircraft system, everyone and the mother having AA, then, well, hey, I wouldn't expect you to get something like that, because, all the battleships have good AA as well. The Nagato got the AA buff back again, and so that thing's got strong anti-aircraft. The Colorado, you don't really want to, well, Colorado and Nagato are on the same level. You don't want to be flying into any of these. You also have, the Shizenau, if it's fully specced for anti-aircraft, it'll tear apart Tier 9 and 10 planes because fucking Wargaming Balance Department 404's done an amazing job because the balance clearly can't be found. Even the Scharnhorst, if you spec for anti-aircraft, it's quite tough. If you don't spec for anti-aircraft, it's meh. Well, let's be completely honest. If you don't spec for anti-aircraft, all AA in the game is pretty meh, even that of the Des Moines. If you do spec for anti-aircraft, well, Ryuujou has the best anti-aircraft, well, arguably the best anti-aircraft in the game at all times. Even crushes that of the Des Moines, crushes that of the Minotaur, simply because the Ryuujou's anti-aircraft is a lot less vulnerable to dying because it's all on the side of the ship, so a single midway squadron coming along. If you dive bomb with, say, 21 bombers against a Minotaur, you get like 3 or 4 hits, that's half his AA dead, because, you know, 3 and 70s on the really, really flimsy turrets all in the middle of the ship. But anyways, just to summarize the mistakes I make, the first one, minor one, I didn't keep my fighter close enough to the enemy fighter, so I couldn't tag it. It didn't really matter in the end. I didn't pay attention to my fighter either, so it got locked by an enemy floatplane fighter, but I got the alpha kill on the enemy Ryuujou. Excuse me. So that was basically completely irrelevant. The second attack that I came along, I think that was the one that killed the Kiev. I kept one dive bomber too long for scouting, though. I don't really believe that was too useful. If I had that dive bomber to do a little bit of extra damage, I don't know, you can always argue, you know, this and that, and hindsight is always 20 fucking 20. So it's really hard to say what realistically would actually have happened this game if I had, for example, kept that one dive bomber in strike mode and just, you know, pull the fighter away instead of cycling it and just use the fighter to spot stuff or just ignore spotting the other side of the map. But the most important one is in the late stage where I just simply do not keep my carrier just close enough to the Colorado, because, you know, carriers, at least something like a Ryuujou, it might not look like it, but it still has like 10 or, you know, 10 kilometer-ish concealment, and I stayed like 18, 20 kilometers away from the Colorado. That was definitely not helping me, and if I had just gotten, well, I guess you can say a little bit better strikes off on the York, and he would have died earlier, the Colorado would also have died, but the important thing is that if I kept my carrier closer, and in a, you know, in late clutch game situations like this, I would probably have been able to pull the win through. And also just simply getting attacks off, you know, killing off those destroyers in our cap circle, or trying to kill them off earlier in the game would probably also have helped. I did kill the Kiev, but that wasn't really one of the major threats, although getting rid of them certainly helped. But if I'd killed the destroyers earlier, then maybe we would have had, you know, the Hatsuharu and Minikatsu, that is, on the right side of the map. Maybe we would have had a little bit of a better time. But again, trying to kill those would mean I have to spend a lot more time cycling my planes, so it's a double-edged sword, and it goes either way. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast from over a year ago, and, well, I've been a little bit busy in the recent times, but hopefully I'll get to do something over Easter, and I will see you guys in the next one.